In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can use your promises, your own word, to finally stop procrastinating. I was recently working out and I really didn't want to do this one last exercise. I was working so hard in the rest of my exercise that I really didn't want to do that one final thing. But as I was looking at the exercise in my phone tracker, I thought back to why I even started to exercise in the first place. I started to exercise as a way of showing myself that I'm a different person now. I use exercise to change my identity, to show that I'm actually working on myself now. And whenever I remembered the original reason why I started, it motivated me enough to where I went ahead and finished the whole exercise, no problem. What I did there was that I went back to my own promise, my own goal that I set for myself, and I just was reminded by it. That's all I did. I only remembered my goal, and yet I went ahead and did what I didn't want to do. Remembering your goals and remembering your promises, especially, is extremely vital for procrastination because let's be honest, between you and me, whenever you procrastinate, you aren't thinking long term, you aren't thinking rationally, you're only thinking about the short term, what you feel right now. And I get it. I absolutely get it. I'm almost always like that. I have to be constantly reminded about my goals and promises that I set for myself. And by reminding yourself about your goals and your promises, you're thinking long term. You get out of the short term, right now mindset, and you go to a long term, goal oriented mindset. Staying true to your promises means staying true to your goals and what you actually want out of life or out of anything. By actually setting a goal, you are telling yourself that this is where I want to be in X amount of time. You're telling yourself that I want my life to be changed in this way. And procrastination goes directly against that. And in fact, whenever you procrastinate and you don't follow through on your promises, you don't fulfill your promises, your self-esteem, what you view yourself as, goes down. Your mental health and your genuine enjoyment of life goes down when you procrastinate. And it's because your self-esteem gets damaged. You might relate to me with this. Every time I procrastinate, I feel horrible. I feel guilty, ashamed. Like I'm not fit out for my goals. I feel like that every single time. And because of that, the more you procrastinate, the more your self-esteem gets lowered. And if your self-esteem gets lowered, you're less likely to follow through on your promises because you're discouraged, you're morally hurt. And so it's a negative cycle of you procrastinate and then you start to feel bad about yourself. Your self-esteem gets damaged. And because your self-esteem gets damaged, then you go ahead and procrastinate some more. It's a negative cycle. So we have to stop it at the very beginning. When you first feel like procrastinating, that's when you put all your effort and all your energy into focusing on that moment. If you have a purpose to actually remember, then you'll go ahead and do something. I think Friedrich Nietzsche, I don't know if I said that word right, but he was I think a German or an Austrian philosopher. And he said a quote that really resonates with me. He who has a why can bear almost any how. What that quote means is that if you have a reason to do something, no matter what obstacles you're given, you will end up doing it. If you have a reason to do something, you'll do it. And so the action step that I want you to take in this video, actually remember the information that you've got in this video, to use your sponge of a brain. I want you to write down, either on your phone or on a piece of paper, I want you to write down your goal, your why, your purpose in stopping procrastination. If you have a why, you can bear almost any how. Right now, I need you to find out your why. Why do you want to stop procrastinating? Is it because you want to actually get your work done and not feel ashamed of yourself? Is it because you want to lose that 50 pounds that you've been putting off for so long? Whatever you want to do, write it down. And now, anytime you procrastinate, you can look at that sheet of paper or whip out your phone and look at it. You can look at that and be reminded of it. An extra step would be to write it on paper, put it somewhere in your environment so you're constantly reminded of it. And even better, put it on your phone lock screen. That's the maximum level that you can go. And you'll be honestly shocked at how much it helps. And a final mantra that I want you to leave with this video is a personal mantra that I use, and it's, I said I would do it. Whenever I don't feel like doing something, I always say to myself, but I said I would do it. That motivates me so much to actually get stuff done, because it reminds me that I said I would do this thing. I promised myself that I would get this done. And that is enough to motivate me to go ahead and start taking action.